Well, hello everyone. Welcome to the Let's Get Loud podcast. Wow, I didn't realize I had actually pressed record, but here I am. Okay, if you are watching this on YouTube, you might be noticing some trauma on my face, which I feel the need to explain. So, first, trauma. I mean, this one's not really a trauma. I did just get my eyebrows laminated and tinted, and they're, for lack of a better word, aggressive. I don't know if I love them or not yet. We're trying out some new eyebrow things. I had my eyebrows microbladed. I've had them microbladed for years, and I just don't know if I want to continue microblading. I was kind of looking for a more natural option. But anyways, we're gonna wait and see how this goes to see what I think and if I like. I'm like distracted by them. They really do have a mind of their own. And I also got a some spots removed on my nose yesterday. So I went to the dermatologist and there was some spots on my nose that I was concerned about. And she said they don't look concerning. However, we can take them off because sunspots absolutely do turn into cancer and we just can prevent them. You're here anyway. So it was like nitrogen, like whatever you use to take warts off. So my nose is going to look a little crusty for a couple weeks. But better than getting melanoma, right? Okay, hello everyone. Happy Friday. So that's what's going on with me. Just a regular week over here. It's been a great week. Loving this whole like kids are in school routine. I've actually been getting up early. I don't know if I told you guys about this. So I used to get up early all the time. I loved that. Piper's at a sleepover, and I love that I can text her. I love that access. Okay. Wow. So sorry, everyone. I just sent her a cute little I miss you already, and she sent me back little hearts. Okay, so what was I telling you guys about? I was telling you about my week back to school, waking up early. I used to wake up early when I first started my Your Way weight loss journey. I started getting up around 4:45 and I would go to the gym early morning. And then at different times in the last couple years, I would get up early to work or whatever. For whatever reason, I just got out of the habit of it and kind of got in the habit of staying up late. So, like 11 p.m. late, that's late. That's too late. And also, as the kids get older, you guys can probably connect with this if you have older kids. As the kids get older, they don't go to, and they have activities. They get home from their activities at like 8 something, and then they have a shower, and then they do their 12 step skincare routine, and they set out their outfit for the next day, and then they read and blah, blah, blah. And I feel like by the time I've like said goodnight to all three kids and all three kids are settled in bed, it's like after 9. And then you go downstairs and you watch one show and then it's over. It's like, oh my gosh. Anywho, but I know in my brain that I don't actually want to stay up till 11 watching TV. It's so tempting. You're like, I've had no time for myself all day. This is my time. So all of this to say, wow, I have had spurts in my life of getting up early, whether it was either to work or work out, and I do love it. Like when I get in the routine and when I get in the habit of it, I really enjoy that time for just like me. And so I wanted to get back into that after Christmas. And I said to myself, okay, ideally, I'd love to get up at 5 to get 2 hours of work in before the family wakes up. But right now, I was like, that seems a little aggressive. It's also so dark. So I just did 6. So the last 2 weeks, I've been getting up at 6. And on top of just getting up, I've just been saying, get up and do fun work. Like, get up and answer messages on Instagram. Like, get up and look for recipes. Like, just get up, basically. I'm telling you guys all of this because this is some stuff that I've taken from Atomic Habits, which is such an incredible book written by James Clear, all about how to create habits. And he just really talks about like doing the slow steps, making it enjoyable. And right now, I'm not even getting up early to get to work out or work. I mean, kind of am working, but only kind of working. I'm just getting up to get up. I'm getting up to create a habit of getting up. And I'm easing myself in. I'm making it more enjoyable because I'm not getting up to do anything strenuous. Right now, I'm not getting up to work out. I'm not getting up to do any hard work tasks. I'm just getting up to get up. So that moment when I'm laying there, I'm like, it's fine. You just get up. All you're doing is going to go cozy on the couch downstairs. So making it pleasurable. It's so huge when you guys are implementing creating new habits that you make sure that you're enjoying every single step of the way. What's so cool about waking up early too is like I can tell my like clock, whatever that inside your body clock, there's a name for it, is for sure starting to change because I feel myself in like a lighter sleep right around the time that it's 6 o'clock and my alarm's going off. Like I for sure like feel myself in that lighter sleep. I just heard Neil come in from work, so he might disrupt our podcast, but we could like harass him if he comes in. Um, so that's really cool. That shows me that my body is like getting used to it, and I really, really, really do enjoy it. Not sure why I'm telling you guys this story. I think I'm telling you this story because I tell you everything, but I'm also telling you this story to maybe inspire you that if there's been something you've been flirting with or change that you're looking to implement in your life, that you just take it real slow. And I did even yesterday, I thought, oh, maybe I'll get up and work out. Because I mean, I'm in loving going to the gym, but it does require more minutes obviously. And here's what I find difficult about my work day is when I like have an appointment or go to the gym, it just like I just need that it breaks up the hours. And it's not that I don't have enough hours, it's that I need that like longer period of time, chunk of time. I find I'm a lot more productive when I have a good chunk of time. So I thought, oh, if I could go to the gym in the morning, like imagine coming home at 7, which is when I normally wake up the kids and my workout's done, that feels pretty cool. And then I was starting to think about summer, just how my brain works. I just can't not think ahead. Um, I was thinking about summer, and we do a lot in the summer, and the kids are home. And I find summer, I struggle to move my body as much because I feel guilt for leaving them to move my body. Whereas when they're at school, I don't feel guilt because they're at school. It's a weird thing, it's a me thing. And I thought, oh, I mean, this summer it would be nice to get up early and go to the gym, and it'll be sunny out. Anyways, I'm just like dreaming of summer. So that's what's up with me. I'm in a great groove, working out, feeling stronger. My legs are not as destroyed after leg day. I'm doing 4 times a week at the gym. I'm getting my steps in still. I'm just really in a great groove. I'm feeling great, a good energy. I'm sleeping great, no joint pain. I'm feeling really good. So I want to tell you guys, I want to do two things. Today, I want to talk about hunger. This came up on Instagram today, and I thought, why don't we talk about it on the podcast? I think number two, I do want to talk quickly about the 10-week program that we are starting next week. So, at Your Way Weight Loss, what we've been doing lately is doing kind of a pick your path type adventure. So, we serve all kinds of members. We serve people that are at the beginning of their weight loss journey, the end of their weight loss journey, in maintenance, healing their relationship with food. Like women come into Your Way Weight Loss with at such a different place and with different things needing priorities. And so this is our way to create a program, 3 programs, and that you can really choose your own adventure. And so what we're doing is there's a focus on weight loss, and your weight loss coach Andre Claude will be taking that. So 10 weeks of how to get weight loss. So if like this is perfect for anyone at the beginning of their journey, how to get weight loss. Jose's going to do mindset. So, how to build the ultimate mindset with Jose. And I'm going to do wellness, which I'm so excited about. Obviously, this is something I'm super passionate about. So, we're going to talk more about health really than weight loss. So, like, you know, minimally processed. I mean, we're going to talk about like, you know, products in your home, like cleaning supplies and things like that, that maybe are harming your health or your overall wellness. So, we're really going to get into it, like nerdy science stuff. So, this all kicks off next week. And if you want to be a part of any of that, you just need to become a Your Way Weight Loss member, and you have access to all of that. So, you can do 1 month, 6 month, or 12-month membership. You will all have access to that. I'll put the link in the show notes to this podcast. If you're like, you know what, I really, I want to grab onto that. I want that. I want to be a part of that community. I've said this before, you guys, hiring a coach for my weight training, like, could I have done it on my own? Of course. But would it have taken longer? For sure. Would I have maybe given up? Maybe. Would I got more frustrated? For sure. Would I felt more alone? For sure. So, I just, if you have a goal, if weight loss is a part of your goal, I think you need to be investing in that goal and choosing something that feels right to you, authentic to you, that aligns with you to support you in that goal. Okay. So hunger. Let's talk about hunger. So someone said, I really struggle to listen to my hunger. So a few things that I wanted to talk to you guys about. Thing number one, I want to share my personal experience. I'm just looking at my notes here. I want to share my personal experience with you. So thing number one is when I first started my weight loss journey, I for sure hadn't felt true physiological hunger in a really long time. Like, I was a person that always consumed lots of nutrient dense foods. That's always been a part of my life, other foods as well. But my portions were massive. And it wasn't until I started to be a little bit more mindful and be more intentional and like listening to my hunger that I just had this aha moment. And I realized that I was actually identifying hunger as not full. And we've gone so far on this end of the spectrum of hunger, and that many of us have just completely lost the ability to identify true physiological hunger. And on top of that, many of us have spent years dieting where we either tried to suppress our hunger or we ate way past our hunger because we were binging. I share very openly about my experience with counting calories. And I would literally, if I had eaten all my calories, I wouldn't eat even if I was super hungry. And if I had more calories, but I wasn't hungry, I would still eat. So I literally trained myself to ignore my hunger, to ignore my body, to not listen to that, to just play a numbers game. And that was so counterproductive when it came to my long term overall wellness and my relationship with food. And so I had to work really hard. And I share all of this with you guys because I want you to feel inspired that if you are someone that struggles to be in tune with their hunger, that you are able to, that you see, oh, okay, wow, like she was here and now she's here. So I always want to share that with you guys that this comes from knowing. This comes from knowledge and knowing. I know what it feels like to literally not feel hungry, not trust your hunger. So here's some tips for you guys when it comes to hunger. One last thing before I give you my tips. We've also kind of mixed up being in a deficit and being hungry. Like, just because you're hungry doesn't mean you created a deficit. You could consume 2,000 calories in one meal, and you're going to be hungry later on the day if you do that, right? Or you could consume 2,000 calories all day spread out with like volume and protein. You're probably not going to be hungry, and you're in a calorie deficit. So, as much as hunger is a great indicator of creating a deficit, it's not the be all and end all. It's not the depend on. And if you have not taken the time to really be mindful about your hunger cues, you might be using a tool. Like, you can't use hunger as a tool until you've really worked on hunger itself. Okay. And there was one more really good point I was gonna make you guys tell you guys about hunger, calorie deficit. Ooh, it was good. Hopefully it'll come back. Okay. So here's my 5 tips. Number 1, eat while being mindful, present, and aware. So there's a big difference between you eating standing in your pantry while talking on the phone than there is you sitting, no distractions. This is me nourishing my body. Yum, yum, yum. Yay, yay, yay. Like, there's something to say about how your brain connects with you nourishing it. So really try, if you're trying to listen to your hunger more, try to eat without distraction and be more present, okay? Thing number 2 is really checking in with your hunger and checking in with yourself before you act on your hunger. I remember what I was going to say. So checking in with yourself before you act on your hunger. Like, am I hungry right now? Could I just be thirsty? Am I bored? Am I emotional? Like, if I'm truly physiologically hungry right now, I can eat, but am I really hungry? So, what I was going to say about hunger and remind you guys is that hunger is actually a perspective based on experiences. So, when I say I'm hungry and you say you're hungry, that's 2 different interpretations of our body's messages. I could have the exact same amount of contents in my stomach as you do. And you might be like, I'm not hungry at all. And I'm like, I'm starving. So, really remembering that hunger is actually your perspective of how full and or empty your stomach is important going along this journey, because you're just like, okay, wait, this is based on my experiences. Again, bringing it back to when I was first started my journey, I literally thought that not full was hunger because that was my experience. I hadn't had the experience of true physiological hunger in a long time. All right, tip number 3. Where did my tips go? Tip number 3, If you're serious about this and you're like, Alicia, I really want to work on this, like this is a problem for me, keep a hunger journal. Journal how hungry you are when you wake up, how hungry you are when you go to bed, how hungry you are before you eat and after you eat every single meal. And what's this start gonna start to teach you to do is just like be more in tune with your actual hunger. It'll also help you identify times of day that you are more hungry than others, and you should plan appropriately for that. Why not plan a heavier meal on the time of day that you feel most hungry? You're just setting yourself up for success there. Okay, tip number 4, honor your hunger. Stop ignoring your hunger. You need to create, you know what is maybe like the most important thing for you to do when it comes to hunger? Create a relationship with yourself and hunger that you know you're not going to let yourself starve. Because when you're dieting and you're like, oh, you're ever be afraid of hunger? You're ever afraid of hunger, which is the most ridiculous thing ever because you're in full control. The reason for that is because you've had periods where you were like, too bad, I'm not going to eat. I'm just not going to eat because um I'm on a diet and I'm going to just suffer and be hungry. Okay? And again, to create a deficit and to lose weight, there will be times of slight hunger right before you're going to eat, but you don't need to be like going to bed with your stomach eating itself. Okay? So really honoring your hunger and creating a relationship where you trust yourself and you trust your hunger. And the last tip is that there's no magic. And if this is important to you, you need to stay connected to this. You need to create awareness around this. You need to implement a plan around this. You need to adjust your plan and then repeat. And just working on your hunger could completely change your relationship with food, could make such a massive impact when it comes to your weight loss journey. So if this connected with you, if this conversation was like, I really enjoyed that, you're going to love what's happening on the inside of the membership. We are just like talking about all the things. We're shedding light on different issues, giving you different perspectives, kind of prompting some reflection. And we would love for you to join us on the inside if that was you. All right, everyone, have an amazing weekend. Have an amazing Friday. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. You know, I appreciate you. And my DMs are always open. Send me a DM if you guys have questions.